It's Nicola here at the Disasters Emergency Committee on day 6 of our East Africa Crisis Appeal. And it's a hive of activity here today. We've had many guests visiting, aid workers visiting, talking about what they've seen on the ground in South Sudan and Somalia. But I have a special guest now to make a very special announcement. Here is Jon Snow from Channel 4.
Nicola, thank you. And yes, I can't actually tell you how much, but it is a fantastic amount of money has been raised from you. I mean, far more than I could ever have imagined. I believe it's a record. I can't tell exactly what it is, but I think about 1:30, the embargo is broken and we'll tell you. But it's an amazing amount of money and it will produce a great deal of resource for the region. But what happens then?
Well, our member agencies, we have 13 of well-known aid agencies that are members of the Disasters Emergency Committee, and they are already on the ground in South Sudan, Somalia and parts of Kenya and Ethiopia that are affected. And really what the money is about is scaling up what they've already been doing there to reach these unprecedented levels of numbers of people that need help.
What I find really interesting is that my sort of child's eye view of aid in the old days was an aircraft taking off from Gatwick Airport laden with bits and pieces. That's not the picture. There's stuff in the pipeline already. And the whole idea, I believe, really is to empower the people who are already there in the markets, in the shops, around the country, to carry on, but to have plenty of food and water to add to their stocks.
That's right. There's two ways that we source aid. So we try through the food and the nutrition that's needed. You know, this fortified peanut butter, plum peanut that children need to bring them back from the brink of starvation. We try to source that locally, either within the country or the region. But another thing that is really important is that your donations go to providing cash vouchers to people in desperate need so they can choose the food that they need to buy rather than it being airdropped in. What that means is it supports the local market, brings income to people who desperately need an income, and it's very important that things are done that way to keep the economy going in these countries.
Yeah, because the awful danger is that you throw in a whole lot of free food and this and that, it puts everybody out of business, and they're sent not just back to zero but beyond zero. And the whole idea is to keep them in business, to keep them still selling, still doing the things that they normally do, but giving them the resource that they don't have at the moment to enable them to go on.
That's absolutely right. You know, these are very proud people who want a hand up, not a handout. And we have the ability to help them with a small voucher, with a small donation, to be able to have a hand up and not a handout.
And you know what's so magical? I've just been round the Disasters Emergency Centre here in London, just near King's Cross Station. And what you see is a whole lot of competing agencies, people who are normally struggling to get funds for Save the Children or Oxfam, whoever it is. We need that money, come on, don't give it to them, give it to us. No, there's lots of cooperation. And here, what you really see is that everybody pulling together in one direction, and that is to feed and water and keep alive and keep in business those people living in these 4 critical countries: Ethiopia, Somalia, South Sudan and northern Kenya. And it's working.
It most certainly is. The British public has been hugely generous, and we shall announce the new fundraising total very soon. But it's the scale of this potential catastrophe is on a vast scale, so we really need you to continue to donate as generously as you can. Don't delay, donate.
I tell you, there's one more thing, and that is the government no less, is actually match funding today at least. If we've had £7 million worth of match funding from the government so far to add to our mystery number, and if we push it a bit harder today, if you just give a little bit more, they're going to give us another 3, so we're really going to have to push it.
We most certainly are. Well, thank you, Jon, for popping into our offices.
Thank you, Nicola, for allowing me.